Here's Brad Blue Nile Farm. I want to talk about Oliver tractors real quick. You know, this is my 1855 Oliver. It's 98 horsepower. We want to put a new engine in it. It's now converted to a 5.9 Cummins that's put in this tractor, and it's rated about 140 horse. Now my problem was it's been a 7-year project, and I spent a shit ton of money trying to get this tractor to work. This last year I got it back finally from my mechanic, and basically had no power. And I'm like, why is there no power? We had to put a new clutch in. So I'm fortunate in northeastern Ohio that I have Maybaugh Tractor, which is down in Seville, Ohio, and they're about 80 miles from me. And they're the experts on Oliver and White tractors, and they're definitely the experts on Cummins conversions. And they wound up giving us the Cummins conversion kit that was put into this, and my mechanic put the new engine in and converted it. And I was very happy with it, but I spent a shit ton of money on this. So in the end, I wound up getting the tractor back, and make a long story short, and this tractor in 5th or 6th gear would move out very slow. It's almost like a 20 or 30 second reaction to get moving on the highway, where it should just be jumping and moving forward. So obviously I had a clutch problem. So instead of taking it back to my mechanic, I've had enough of that. So I took it down to Maybaugh Tractor, where they are the experts on the Cummins conversion as well as experts on Olivers. So in the long run, I wound up having to put a new clutch in it, and they wound up putting a new clutch into it, and I dealt with Brad Maybaugh. You know, Brad Maybaugh, I consider, is probably one of the experts on Cummins conversions. He's in the tractor pulls, and obviously his dad started the business, and he kind of knows what the hell is going on with these Olivers. But I was finally taught basically how to run an Oliver. Now, most of us go out and buy tractors from dealerships or from somebody else, and we understand we push down the clutch, put it in gear, and we go. And that's pretty much it. But nobody really teaches us how to use these tractors optimally. So I finally started to ask questions, because obviously I had a blown clutch. I don't know why I have a brand new clutch and it's supposedly glazed over, not working right. So I asked Brad Maybaugh, I go, how am I supposed to operate an Oliver tractor, and what is the proper way? So I'm going to tell you what he told me, and it makes plenty of sense. So to understand an Oliver has 6 gears. This 1855 has 6 gears, 1 through 6. But it also has a hydro on it, where it actually has 3 levels to jump up from low to medium to high. So to run this tractor properly, a lot of people will take this tractor and just sit in it in whatever hydro level it is, whether it's a medium or a high, put it in 4th gear or whatever, and take off. Well, I was told by Brad Maybaugh the best thing to do is to keep it in hydro and low. And by keeping it in low, then you shift up as you're moving forward. So say I'm in 4th gear. My hydrostatic should be set as low, and then as I start moving forward, flip it up to regular, then the high. And then if I'm shutting down, I shoot it back down to that level. And I don't have to depress the clutch, I just shut down the lever. Now I'll show you what that looks like on the tractor. But the bottom line is this. I don't want to blow another clutch, because it costs me a lot of money. Secondly, I want to have this tractor work and be as efficient as it could be. And third, nobody ever showed me the tricks on how to run an Oliver properly. And I know many of you probably don't know what I'm telling you. But I'm hearing this from Brad Maybaugh, and I wanted to regurgitate this information to everybody here, because I think it'll be helpful information, and it'll show you truly how to run one of these machines efficiently without burning up your clutch, and basically get the most out of your Oliver. So whether it's an 1855 or another model, basically they run relatively the same. So if you look at the tractor itself when you're sitting in the seat, this is actually your shifter, and this is your diagram for your gears. And there's 6 gears, and then there's 1 reverse low and 1 reverse high, R1 and R2. Over here is your hydrostatic button. There's 3 levels. This is the low level, it's the medium level, and this is the high level. And this is what we're talking about as far as control goes. This is going to control your speed. So say I'm coming up and I'm driving in the field. If I'm going to start off this tractor, before I even move, I'm going to have this on low. And I'll put it in whatever gear that I choose. So say I wanted to go into 4th gear, I set in the fourth gear, depress the clutch, push it in. But I start off always on low, and as that tractor moves forward and I give it a little more gas, I use this hydrostatic to get more speed and move me up in gears. So you're taking a tractor that's a 6-speed and you're going to convert it into 18-speed based on hydrostatic. Now if you're on a road and I'm transporting a mower or baler and I'm running down the road, I could be in 6th gear and I may be in high. Say I'm coming up to the stop sign, I drop it from high, just throw it right down to low, and it will coast to the stop. But use the hydrostatic as your controller to control your speed along with your accelerator, which is right here. And those are some of the tricks to help you, just so you have a visual where they are on the tractor. But it's relatively very simple, and I'm glad that I kind of learned how to properly use my hydrostatic and my gears properly from Mr. Maybaugh. Now there's another thing that I learned that I want to pass on too, and that's with the PTO lever that's right here. And you know, a lot of tractors, to my knowledge anyway, when you engage a PTO, it's either on or off. So you flip it forward and it's on, flip it off and it's off. Well, with an Oliver, this is actually, it does flip on and off, but it also controls the speed of that PTO to start off. So you don't have to whip it right in on and off. It actually, if you work this lever slowly, it's going to increase the speed on a slow pace. So when you're running your PTO, you may have to rev the engine up, say you're on it with a disc mower, just to get all the blades turning, but you can activate it slowly. It doesn't have to be a real fast jerk on and off, and it will actually work out better for you, and it's easier on the PTO shaft and all the components with that. And that's another thing I was told. So this is actually a speed control of the PTO, and just like I say, just don't whip it forward, whip it back. Take your time and go forward and go back, and you'll last you a lot longer, and it's more of a speed control issue. And you know, the more you push it out, the more faster it's going to go, and the slower it goes. Obviously, PTO and the throttle is going to have a lot to do with it as well. But again, it's just not a quick on and off. And I thought that was interesting, and I just wanted to pass that on too. So when it comes down to running this Oliver, like I say, the hydro is the most important thing to run, and you use that shift gear as you go, you know, going fast or slow. You know, and I use this tractor mostly for my haying, but a lot of times I have fields that I till up to reseed for hay fields. And I plan on putting duals on this tractor and use this part of my arsenal when it comes to tillage in the field. And normally I don't have a cab on this tractor, but that cab has basically been taken off because of the engine rebuild. And I want to repaint it and get this thing running. I put a lot of money in this tractor, and I really am hoping that finally this year it's going to perform like it should be. You know, when this clutch went, it couldn't even pull a 10-foot disc in fourth gear. And with 140 horse, a 10-foot disc could be like it doesn't even exist and should just be going forward and flying down the field. So I'm hoping that it's repaired now. I'm excited about that. And it does take off immediately on 5th and 6th gear. So it's been done properly. So I'm very happy with that. But again, I wanted to show you how to run the hydro and how to run this in gear properly. And hopefully that's helpful to everybody that's out there.